Uh, if you see this abstract factory pattern, so in the earlier video, I have explained about the factory pattern. Now we will be seeing about abstract factory. So this is what abstract factory pattern. So you can think about the abstract factory pattern as so in the earlier video we have seen about factory pattern where the factory pattern does it creates the objects that is required based on the need. So it creates an object. And what is an abstract factory pattern means abstract factories pattern is one level higher than above factory pattern. Say for example, abstract factory pattern you can imagine like factory pattern creates objects, abstract factory pattern creates factories. Okay, so that means you can think about an object. On top of object there is a factory pattern, on top of factory pattern there is an abstract factory pattern. So in that way you can think about a hierarchical relation. So factory pattern creates objects, abstract factory pattern creates factories that creates objects. So you can think in that way. So that means I have an abstract factory. So this abstract factory is an interface. So where I can inherit this interface. So I can create concrete factory one, concrete factory two, like a concrete factory n. I can create n concrete factory uh, classes that implements this abstract factory, and each concrete factory can again create different products. Okay, so in this way this becomes somewhat bit complex when compared to the earlier one. Earlier one will have only one factory pattern, or we can have several factory classes. So those factory classes creates objects. Now this one is an abstract factory where an abstract factory uh, will have an interface for all these factory classes. Earlier we used to have interface for all the objects. So in earlier video we have seen that there is an interface called ilogger, that is a super interface for all the objects, for database logger, for file logger, for console logger. So these are all the uh, objects which these are all the classes that implement ilogger interface. Now, and we have one factory pattern, factory class that creates an object of this ilogger interface. Now, in abstract factory, what we do is we'll have one super class for factory classes itself, actually. One super class for factory classes itself. And each factory class again will produce different objects. Okay. So in this way, this abstract factory pattern will be having. So we'll see with an example so that we'll have one clear understanding. Unless and until we see a real-time example, we'll come at an understanding. Say the Wikipedia definition of an abstract factory is provide an interface for creating families of related or dependent objects without specifying their concrete classes. Okay, okay, this seems actually somewhat bit high standard, but for beginners, just let us not try to mug up this kind of definition. Let us go in a practical way so that we'll be understanding. Okay. So for abstract factory pattern, what I have written is, okay, this is a client class which gives the demonstration of abstract factory pattern. Okay, but in real project, this client class is nothing but an application that uses the abstract factory pattern. Okay, and now, so what we have done is we have what I have done is we have actually will be writing one factory class that is called car factory. For example, let us assume a car factory. Okay, so car factory uh, produces some car objects. So which is actually a Tata car, a General Motor car. Okay, a car factory produces some car objects. Okay, so this is a Tata car. Okay, General Motor car. So how it types based on the car type actually. So get car. So based on the car type, it returns Tata car. It returns General Motor car. Now let us say Tata car now, for example. In this Tata car, again, Tata car uh, will now uh, produce some actually. Okay, let Tata car. Okay, Tata car. Yeah, 1 minute. I think something is happening. I think this is extends car. This is extends car. I think this is something. Okay. So this Tata car extends car. Okay, Tata car extends car. Okay, similar General Motor car extends car. Tata car extends car. Okay, now you can see Tata car extends car. And now in Tata car, again, I have actually different parts. So where Tata car can create. Okay, where Tata car, for example, is associated actually. So it is associated with wheels, it is associated with the engine, this is associated with steering. Now, if you see, imagine that car factory is actually my abstract factory. So this creates uh, Tata car, motor car. And in this Tata car again is associated with part object. So this part object, based on the specification, it gives actually, for example, I have Tata car. So this Tata car, in this say, get wheels. Wheels is one part. Engine is one part. Steering is one part. Okay. So I'm just actually creating the parts, returning the parts of this Tata car. Okay. So again, this part is an object. Similarly, General Motor car. So General Motor car, say I'm again returning the parts of this object. So in this way, what I'm doing is now when I give the now when I write the abstract factory client class, so what will happen is, so it will be giving car factory dot get car of Tata. Now it will produce a Tata car. Now from Tata car, I just say dot get wheels dot get specification. Next Tata car dot get engine dot get specification. Tata car dot get steering dot get specification. So in this way, so what is happening is now I have an abstract factory. From abstract factory, I'm creating some factory class. From factory class, again, I'm creating the objects. So here, what is happening here? So I have an abstract factory, car factory. From car factory, I am actually returning the car object. Okay. From the car object, I am returning the part object of that particular car object. So in this way, it is one level higher than the abstract factory pattern. Okay. This is an abstract factory pattern. Okay. I hope you are all clear. Okay. Anything is there, you can just post your comments and subscribe to this video. So in the next video, I will be explaining the most important and most famous interview question, that is singleton pattern. Okay. Thank you.